Hello, welcome to Unbearably Unsolicited with your host, Jason Suerte. That's me, where I tell stories and advice that nobody asked for. On this episode, we do a quick quarantine check-in and talk about the one place we'd all rather be, the outdoors. Oh God, the great outdoors. I haven't been out there. It's been 84 years since I've seen the light. But I hope you guys are staying safe, staying home, being respectful to each other as well as others. Now, what have I been doing during quarantine? I've been drinking a lot of wine, eating, snacking, rereading the same two comics that I own, working out, and that's about it. If anything, that was my day-to-day before this thing hit because I was unemployed. But it's definitely taking a tamper on my mental health being stuck at home. Now, being stuck at home, you do a lot of introspection, and I've realized I've taken the outdoors for granted, and it got me thinking about all my ventures outside in the real outside world. One story in particular that comes to mind is my trip to the hot springs here in California. So let's just set the stage here for a little bit. I was scrolling through my Instagram and I happened to come across my best friend's feed, and she posted a picture of her topless standing outside of a tent surrounded by pure desert. And I was confused. I was like, what are you doing? Are you a hippie now? Are you like dead? What's going on? And she messaged me telling me, oh, it's a hot springs. It's a national hot springs located in the northern Mojave Desert, the section of the San Bernardino National Forest. And she was telling me all about how I should come, and I'm like, oh my God, yes, that'll be so much fun. And she said it's one catch. There's one catch. It's clothing optional. Now, my short thoughts on clothing optional is I am very self-conscious about my body, more so now than I was before. Actually, the same level of feeling awkward and my anxiety goes high. My main concern was, what if I get a boner? But it took a lot of convincing. But I finally pulled through and I said, you know what, screw it. Let's pack our stuff. Let's go for the weekend. So we did. Now, the travel there isn't that bad. The drive there, I drove my family car, 2009 Toyota Camry. And this may be obvious to other people, but that wasn't obvious to me. That is the wrong car to drive in that type of terrain. You have rocks, boulders, mountains, winding roads, dirt. It's not right for a little small baby Toyota Camry. But nonetheless, we made it. Once you make it first initially there, it's beautiful. It's just a vast open space of desert, and you just see mountain peaks right behind you, some flourishing desert flowers. It was definitely beautiful. From there, though, to get to the hot springs, you can't drive up there. So you have to pack up all your stuff and walk over there to the hot springs. It's not that bad. It's not very strenuous. It takes a couple of minutes, depending on how much you packed. We packed a lot. So it took maybe 30 or so, maybe even less to even actually get to the hot springs. But again, not that bad. So cut through the hike. Once you make it, it's, oh my God, you guys, it's beautiful. There's 3 tiers of hot springs. So like a bottom level, a middle level, and then a top level of just pure baby pools, pure hot spring pools, open to the public. And you can go slacklining, chill in the water, talk to other folks. Again, mind you, this is like, I think this might be a top nudist attraction for Californians, but 99% of people there were naked, and I was of the 1% that was clothed because, again, I don't want to get a boner. I mean, I have no control of that. But anyway, we're walking around. I go to the 3rd tier level, and there's a pool that they call the womb. They call it the womb because it's just one huge oval of hot spring, and it's surrounded by rocks. And you can just lean back, relax, talk to other people, just enjoy the natural hot spring. And as I'm sitting there, I spark a conversation with this older gentleman, maybe late 30s, early 40s, and you can just tell. You can just tell this guy was on something. You just know when somebody's on like a type of drug because his eyes were glazed over. He was feeling the rocks, feeling the water. He's just looking up at the sky. It was very, very amusing and entertaining to watch. And of course, I was right. He was on drugs because he pulled out a little goodie bag. You know the ones they sell at Albertsons? You just put your kids' like snacks in? He took it out like it was a snack, and it was a bag full of shrooms. If you don't know what shrooms are, they're psychedelic mushrooms notorious for causing hardcore hallucinations. Being a good boy, I said no. And I right and said no. He's like, okay, suit yourself. And he just chugs the whole freaking bag. Well, not the whole bag, but majority of the bag in his mouth. And I was just in shock. And my best friend comes over with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend decides to have some because he offers everyone. And it was a great time. We were just talking, shooting the shit, just talking about how life is beautiful. It was amazing. And then cut to a few minutes later, I just hear my best friend screaming. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And she said, oh my God, apparently her boyfriend jumped from the top tier level to jump into a different hot springs area. And he was very shy of the cliff, so he hit his leg, or it was very shallow and he hit his leg on the impact, hitting the hot spring. It wasn't too bad, I don't think. It was, I think he didn't break a leg or sprain it, but it was bad enough for us that we had to like gather everything and get the hell out of there. So we packed everything. I carried most of the stuff while my best friend carried her or helped her boyfriend. It took longer than usual to get back up to the car. And my friend was like, listen, let me drive. I'll be quicker. I was like, oh yeah, she's probably right because I drive like a freaking granny. So I'm okay, sure. So I hop in the passenger seat while she's packing the car and her boyfriend's waiting outside. And she hops in the driver's seat. I don't know what happened. It happened in a split second. We're on an incline, and I guess she took out the brakes, but we started rolling back down. And mind you, I'm on the phone because my mom called checking in on me. I'm like, okay, everything's fine. We start rolling back down, and I'm like, oh my God, hit the brakes. And instead of this idiot and hitting the brakes like a logical person, she jumps out of the car, leaving me in the passenger seat as this car is rolling down a cliff. I start freaking out. I'm on the phone. I'm like, okay, yeah, talk to you soon. I kept my composure. Honestly, I don't know how I did that. I should get an Oscar for that performance. But we were rolling down. I didn't know what to do. Luckily, her boyfriend was like still like in the area of us getting the car ready. So he jumped in, put the brakes on the car, put on a park, and I was safe. Oh boy, it was a ride. I got out of the car laughing hysterically because I told my friend this again. If you have this friend, I'm sure you do, every time you hang out with this person, you almost die. That's a real friend because it makes for great stories and great memories. And I still look back on it today. It's just so fun. Her boyfriend was fine. They made it to the hospital. He was fine. The car was fine, except like a dent or two, but nobody found out. I guess now if my mom's listening, but it was just such a great time. Moral of the story, guys, appreciate the outdoors. You know, don't take mushrooms from strangers, and never ever let your best friend drive your car. All right, guys. Well, that's all the time I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you like to support this, you don't have to, but if you like to, I'll leave my Venmo and PayPal on the screen. And no, you don't have to again, but if you're feeling generous, much is appreciated. The episodes will be posted on my Instagram at Jason Suerte or on my YouTube. All the links will be listed on my Instagram bio. If you're not on Instagram, and you're watching on YouTube, in the description, everything will be listed there. Lastly, if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to see me do or talk about, because what the hell else am I doing with my life, send me a message or leave me a comment below or direct message me. And yeah, thank you so much. I definitely enjoyed making this. It's quick and easy. It's fun. I'm definitely new to it, so bear with me. Sorry for all the ums and the stutters, but I had a great time. So thank you for watching, and stay safe, guys. I'll hear from you soon.